It's Monday. This morning. I'm going to start again. It's Monday. It's...
And a horse was just shot to death
We just saw a horse shoot another horse to death in the studio.
It was related to a carjacking, it looked like.
Yeah, 12 shots fired, all in all. Shout out to Florida.
I'm here in the helicopter trying to get an update. It seems that the main
We're going to
suspect
Scones
is
on the
running off
ground.
into the woods.
Scones, what can you tell us about what's transpiring right now?
Now, listen, Josh, I can't get too close because the police line is here, but we do have live fire as the suspect has run off into the woods. Police are urging all residents nearby to stay in their homes and lock their doors.
Scones, I love those earmuffs that go over your ears, baby.
Thanks, my girlfriend.
Thanks,
I think
guys, for welcome to Monday Morning with Cop. We're cutting this bit now. We have gone too far, and I can feel the humor fading.
I can feel the heat, baby.
Guys,
what was that bit? Even that was a horse killing another horse.
Oh yeah, that's how it started.
The news with a gun.
Hey guys, it's Monday. I've got whiskey, and it's go time, boys and girls. First of all, shout out to January 2022, best performing month of the podcast's history this month, everybody.
Ooh, we getting a little bit
Let's
bigger.
Let's just say the execs are pretty pleased, all right? And I don't mean pretty please.
Don't get it twisted.
Don't get it twisted. So shout out to everyone listening. Thanks for listening, guys. This is a weird start to an episode, huh?
I like it.
I like it too, guys. January's almost done. Actually, my birthday's coming up next month, so I hope you all remember to get me something.
Please get him something, otherwise he will get violent.
He won't stop hitting my cars.
Yeah, Phil's super hot cars
are getting messed up because when people forget my birthday, I'm like, ooh, belated or betrayed? That's my new board game.
It rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Oh,
Great.
yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Monday Morning Macabre. This is your first episode. You've already turned it off, but if it's not, this is the show where me and Scones talk about spooky, scary stuff every week. One of us brings a spooky, scary story or a news article or what have you. We scour the internet, specifically at the URL of allthat'sinteresting.com.
Ancient libraries, temples,
libraries, synagogues.
Castles.
Looking for the spookiest, weirdest stuff and present it to you and the other person who doesn't know what's going on. And this week, I'm the other person, and Scones is actually the one bringing the spooky, scary sauce.
I know what's going on.
Scones knows what's going on. Scones, tell the listeners what's going on. I'll step out for a second.
Oh, my gosh. So today, I'm going to be telling you, Darce, and you beautiful, beautiful listeners, about the mythical Kandahar giant, the biblical cryptid that was allegedly killed by the U.S. Special Forces in Afghanistan.
All right. I'm glad, dude. Okay, I'm glad we had that wacky intro because this is the goofiest shit I've ever heard in my life. I'm so stoked.
Band, hit it.
Hit it, band. You think the band's ever bummed that we only play them one out of every 4 episodes when we remember, and then it makes it in?
Yeah, but they're absolute professionals that they don't interrupt or anything.
Yeah, that's true. Do you think where do you think the band falls on this whole Spotify thing?
Ooh, like Neil Young versus Joe Rogan?
Yeah, do you think they're on they're a team Neil or
Well, I know the musician in them wants to go Neil Young, but their political agenda probably says Joe Rogan.
Skeletons leaning.
They're leaning.
They're leaning. Skeletons be leaning. Scones, tell me all about this Kandahar giant. I don't even know what the fuck does. What do you start? Go ahead. Tell me all about it.
So, my source is allthat'sinteresting.com. We got an article by Bernadette Giacomazzo, checked by John Karowski.
Hey, first of all, shout out to the fact that Scones managed to say their names without stumbling. That's a big one.
Italian I got down, dude.
Mamma mia. That's a spicy meatball. All this interesting. Love it.
In 2002, an elite tactical team was said to have killed the Kandahar giant, a 13-foot-tall beast with flaming red hair, 6 fingers on each hand, and 2 sets of teeth.
All right, so this is a lie. We're
I
talking
don't
about
think
a lie.
so.
Oh, okay.
In August 2016, a YouTuber posted a lengthy interview with a military contractor
Oh,
identified
so then it
only
must
as
be
Mr.
true. If a YouTuber did it, those are the guys. Those guys can't lie.
Neither can military contractors. When have they ever lied?
True. Yeah, we've got 2 of the most trustworthy sources I can think of bringing us some info.
The military contractor identified only as Mr. K. In the interview, Mr. K claimed to have been present during the brutal slaughter of a killer he called the Kandahar giant.
What if it's Mr. Kandahar?
The killer
He is the
Johnny
Kandahar. He
Kandahar.
walks. He leaves the
Afghanistan's best basketball player.
He leaves the discussion, and then his limp goes away, and he walks towards the taxi cab.
Uh-oh. The killing of the giant, he said, took place during the height of Operation Enduring Freedom in 2002 when the military was engaged in fierce battles with the Taliban in their de facto capital in Kandahar province during the U.S. invasion of Afghanistan. But this was no human fighter. The Kandahar giant, Mr. K said, was 13 feet tall with fiery red hair, 6 fingers on each hand, and 2 sets of teeth.
All right, this sounds like Chucky Finster came to life, and that's what I'm
Pretty
envisioning.
much.
It's a giant Chucky Finster.
It even killed one of the Special Forces soldiers with a spear before the rest of the unit brought it down with 30 seconds of sustained gunfire. So,
Okay,
if there's any credence, there's someone who died, and on their official military docket, it says killed by the Kandahar
Giant
with a spear.
Their family was like, what happened? Was it like the Taliban? And they're like, honey, you're going to need to take a seat.
It was a 10 times bigger threat.
Two mouths, 12 fingies. You know, easy it is for him to throw a spear with those extra thumbs.
Oh my god, the release time.
The
alone.
dexterity.
After they radioed it in, the army took away its corpse and has hidden it ever since.
That's convenient.
Sure is. In
is.
2002, a group of soldiers went missing while on patrol in a remote mountain region of Kandahar in the south of Afghanistan. When they failed to make radio contact for some time, the military sent in Special Ops Unit to investigate, though the branch of the armed forces they belonged to was never confirmed.
So you're saying we're some kind of suicide squad? You think that was said?
Who was our suicide squad? It was like Phil,
Phil,
Droopy Dog, Tiny Scones.
Tiny Scones. I think Mrs. Claus should get in there too. She was a...
That's a hell of a suicide squad.
They have all the hot cars they need. Cookies baked by Mrs. Claus.
We should order a new t-shirt design with that on it. Them like walking away from an explosion.
The artist would be like, so what's a Phil and what do you mean tiny scones? And it'll be like, just however you interpret that, put it in there.
Yeah, I refuse to explain further. Then, high up in the mountains, the unit came across a cave with scattered army equipment around but no sign of missing soldiers. And that's when they chanced upon the Kandahar giant. So that's essentially that scene from Star Wars.
Which
Luke
one?
is in the ice cave that has all like the army equipment all over it,
and he's like, then he manages to pull his little lightsaber out of the snow.
Yeah, and he's
like,
wicked
come on,
cold. And
force
he's in
me.
that tube, and he looks wicked gross.
Just wicked hot. Yeah, gross. Are you Turkish or French right now? Which one are you?
Oh my gosh. If listeners don't know,
I was gonna say they have no idea what I'm referencing. Probably
a week ago, Jenny sent
being my wife, friend of the show,
sent a video to me of the scene where Voldemort laughs, which was memed on like in 2013. But
that one,
every version of it from every
language,
different dubbed language for the Harry Potter movies, and it's fantastic.
Yeah,
French, Italian's super disappointing, but French is amazing.
French is like, this guy really took some liberties.
Sure did. Anyway, though the tale grows with the telling, with some reports suggesting that the humanoid grew as tall as 15 feet, this red-headed giant with 6 digits, leather moccasins, and smelling like dead bodies suddenly emerged from the cave and impaled one of the soldiers with a spear.
That's so cool.
And that's when the soldiers opened fire, ultimately felling the giant with 30 seconds of continuous fire.
They Swiss cheesed this giant.
Sure did. Between them, the squad was armed with full auto M4 carbines, recon carbines, and M107 Barrett anti-material rifles firing 50 BMG.
I like to imagine. I mean, hearing this story, I'm waiting for them to be like, they had special plasma rifles that the military hasn't released yet. And I'm like, all right.
These were a group of supermen created in a lab.
So we're some kind of Superman?
A report said this much firepower concentrated on one target for 1 second, let alone 30, would be extremely destructive.
Yeah.
Which is the least descriptive way to say that.
This is literally if I was 10 years old and someone was like, you didn't meet a monster? I was like, yeah, I did. It's called...
Yeah, I did. He killed my friend with a spear, bro.
Yeah, he killed my friend with a spear. But then don't worry. We had all these guns and we're like...
Super destructive, dude.
So destructive, bro. Except now this is like a military official and a YouTuber.
After the troops killed the giant, they loaded it onto a Chinook helicopter, which carried it to a transport plane where no one ever saw it again. The soldiers were forced to sign non-disclosure agreements so the government could keep them all quiet.
Guys, I have something to tell you as listeners. If I'm ever told to sign an NDA about a cryptid that I have shot and killed, I'm going to tell you. I'm putting it out there. I'll tell you in advance. I'll tell you, hey, I killed like the Wisconsin like green bog like stinker or whatever. And
I'm going straight to YouTube to tell everyone I killed the Wisconsin green bug stinker.
Yeah, the green bog stinker is 4 feet tall with 40 fingers and 4 different toppings.
Wow, all for $20.
All for $10.
But eventually, the soldiers broke their silence because, as one of the men would later say, the people have a right to know the truth.
Preach.
On God.
On God. The people have the right to know about Chucky Finster. We Swiss cheeses, bitch.
How the government's denial fueled more conspiracy theories.
That's the problem.
Yep.
Is that the conspiracy theorists are fueled by any just keep going.
It's also, if you deny anything weird enough, then people assumed it happened.
Yeah, right.
That guy who denied he never, who was it? There was someone who denied he never had sex with his cats before. Like
what?
2 years ago, and everyone was like, no one asked you. You definitely have sex with cats.
You're kind of projecting right now, bro. You're like, no, I don't think that their sandpapery tongues are nice.
Someone definitely just asked a military official like something and he heard it wrong. He's like, no, we refuse to comment on the Kandahar giant. It does not exist. And they're like, what?
They're like,
we didn't. August 20. I asked you about Benghazi. What are you talking about? No, it was not 13 foot.
Yeah, it had 2 sets of teeth. Whatever. Don't talk
Lots
about it.
Lots of people do. Look it up. In August 2016, Snopes reached out to the Department of Defense about the Kandahar giant incident.
I want to be on the receiving end of that email. Be like, hey, Snopes here. You know that site that people use to find out if things are bullshit? Is there a 13-foot Chucky Finster?
Is that real?
You've never heard of Snopes?
I'm on it.
You've never heard
right
someone
now.
say, can you Snopes it? It's just like urban legends / like, did this really happen stuff? And they go, no, that's all bullshit.
Wow.
But it's very funny to me.
I refuse to look at that because I don't want to know.
It's very funny to me that like Snopes reaches out to the U.S. government to be like, hey, is this real?
Hey, is this real?
Hey,
you can't lie.
Did
hey,
the
you're
Kandahar
a cop. You can't lie.
Hey,
you're
government.
Tell me if you are. The Department of Defense told the outlet in no uncertain terms that they had, quote, no record or information about a special forces member killed by a giant in Kandahar, end quote.
I mean, just being the guy who has to like respond to that, being like, sigh. Well,
that's probably kind of an exciting job.
I guess.
You probably see the craziest stuff. It's probably a mix of like very real, scary shit and stuff like this.
Kandahar giant stuff?
Yeah. It's probably nuclear level threats and Kandahar giant stuff. What's more, there are no press releases on the Department of Defense's website involving either a, quote, special forces troop disappearing in Afghanistan or of any incident involving soldiers felling a giant. Of course, as with any good conspiracy, this lack of evidence isn't sufficient proof that the myth of the Kandahar giant does not exist.
Okay, I think we have pretty good proof.
I don't believe you. In fact, Snopes' debunking of the legend has had quite the opposite effect in certain cryptid spaces, which claim that the government is trying to hide the truth from the public.
Scouts, get in my car. We're gonna go get the giant.
Well, we're gonna hop on the road and take this one straight to Kandahar.
We're going straight to the top, baby. We're gonna take his head and put it on my spoiler, bro.
He's probably in Area 51 by now, right? The body?
Dude. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's not something you just...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is. A body like that, that's Area 51. He was on the swimsuit edition of Area 51 monthly, bro.
That's a funny image in my head. It's a graphic there.
That one tickles me fancy in me head.
That if we were like a John Oliver style show, that would have been a funny graphic.
Oh, you had a funny graphic, Scones.
Around the same time that the Snopes article came out that discredited the story, self-proclaimed supernaturalist L.A. Marzulli told several right-wing websites that the United States government was covering up this spectacular story and that those in power had a vested interest in keeping the truth of biblical prophecies from being exposed to the general public.
I feel like if you're walking around
now
saying...
we're getting into Joe Rogan territory. Is this how we get bought out by Spotify?
Spotify, we're on your platform. Self-claimed supernaturalist is a lot of words to say.
Dude.
I didn't go to college. Like that's so.
Dude, hold on.
Goofy.
It's a hyperlink. Let me click L.A. Marzulli to see
hyperlink?
where it goes.
An anchor? An A tag?
He's got a website.
Ooh, Marzulli.
Marzulli, LAMarzulli.net. He's an author, researcher, and
.net. He didn't get the
documentary
.com.
filmmaker who's on the trail. He's an award-winning documentary filmmaker, dude.
Is there any documentary filmmakers who aren't award-winning? I've never seen that title without award-winning.
Dude, he won the Marzulli Documentary Film Award now.
80 years running.
Listeners, you too can go to lrmarzulli.net and I'm on his store and you can find different DVD box sets of his documentary series, as well as his book, The Cosmic Chess Match.
How much do the DVDs cost?
$25 for On the Trail Nephilim 1 through 7, and then On the Trail of the Nephilim Complete Series 1 through 7, $99.
Do you want to... We could buy one and do a bonus tent of us watching all of L.A. Marzulli's
that would
documentaries?
Be very funny.
We could do like a watch party with like a live stream. Hey, if you guys want to see the L.A. Marzulli watch party, comment below.
You can buy all 7 documentaries streaming for $25.
Send us a DM.
That's amazing. Anyway, of course, with any good conspiracy, the lack of... Oh, nope. I was not there.
Nope.
People have a right to know about this stuff. If there are 15 or 18 footers roaming the earth and our military has brought them down, we have a right as an American citizen to know about it, he said. I mean, this isn't classified military stuff. There's something we need to know, and it points back to the biblical prophetic narrative.
Okay.
So let's get into the biblical origins behind the myth of the Kandahar giant.
Biblical. Bible me up, Scony.
The real story of the Kandahar giant is a lot less interesting than the myth. In 2016, L.A. Marzulli, whose YouTube channel is dedicated to tying the current events to biblical prophecies, brought the story roaring back to life,
Nephilim.
Thanks to the power of the internet.
Thanks, internet.
In a now deleted video first posted on August 16th, 2016, Marzulli interviewed Mr. K, a man purporting to be a soldier who said he witnessed the giant of Kandahar. Mr. K claimed he saw the giant carrying a spear and murdering a United States soldier named Dan before he and other special forces took it down.
Just named
Dan.
Dan.
The name Dan is suspicious.
That's so funny.
Well, also, like, when you think of pop culture of, like, a soldier, you're like,
yeah,
Lieutenant Dan, right?
Right. You at least have a last name if you're going to make it up. Just be like, yeah, he got Dan. Soldier Dan was there.
According to Marzulli, the creature was a Nephilim.
Hey, there we go.
People mentioned in the Genesis and Numbers book of the Old Testament who were said to be people of the unusually large size and strength that could be found in the Middle East both before and after the flood of Noah's Ark fame.
Damn.
But biblical scholars largely agree that the Nephilim tales were metaphors and not based on the reality of a 13-foot giant living in the desert. What's more, the only Dan that died in Kandahar around this time was the alleged incident in 2002 with Sergeant First Class Daniel A. Romero, who was killed in a bomb blast alongside 3 other soldiers.
Yeah, this seems convenient.
So
Scones.
that's a true hero, and please
yeah,
don't
that's a
ever
real
get
American hero. This guy,
into this guy's YouTube page.
That's really
sad. But even with the evidence stacked against it, the myth of the Kandahar giant is still said to be an open secret among soldiers who served in Kandahar in 2002. And several veterans who served in the region have said that from that point on, they were instructed to point their weapons high by aiming for the head and then a little higher. I think that's for, like, gravity, not, like...
Scones, gravity is not real. I hate to be the guy. I snoped it, and Not real. 9.8 meters
They
per
still
second
got
squared.
gravity in a bunker somewhere.
It's an Area 51 swimsuit edition.
Ayo.
Hey, gravity.
And that is the story of the Kandahar Giant, who was brought down by U.S. Special Forces in Afghanistan, which is an amazing sentence.
Just strange, anonymous Dan. Well, Scones, I think it's real. I think we got to go out to Kandahar and be like, hey, you guys seen a 13-foot loincloth dude like Tarzan, but Chucky Finster style?
Oh man, Darius, I mean, I'm hoping they're out there. And what'd you say, the Wisconsin Bog Daddy better watch his back?
Whatever I said was not as good as the Wisconsin Bog Daddy. That's probably just like the dude at a Packers game with his face painted. Probably goes by that.
Season ticket holder, the Wisconsin Bog Daddy is here.
Go Rodgers!
I got a fight in the parking lot.
Spotify, we're here. So,
oh man, we should not contribute any money to LA Marzulli.
But
his last
Scones,
article is the politics, prophecy,
racist.
and supernatural report was, the title is Whites Need Not Apply.
I nailed it. I knew it.
So I'm not going to click on that. I'm probably going to exit out of this guy's website. And
Scones, you're now on a list by Mr. K. And good luck.
What's interesting is that the video got taken down. Do you think that's like L.A. Marzulli playing into the conspiracy, or do you think?
Yeah, he's like, I'm trying to. Well, no, it's the same shit that all
guy's not in the military.
No, it's the thing that all these crazy conspiracy nuts have, where they're they'll do something super racist or against terms of service on a site, get shut down, and then go, because I'm speaking the truth, they don't want my stuff to get out. And it's no, you're just. You can't. You're breaking the rules. It's not.
It's a
nobody
shame
gives
they make
a shit.
so much money a lot of the time.
Yeah, if me and Scones went on some crazy tirade where we just ranted about some being super racist or super, you know what I mean? It's not.
Lizard
no
people.
one's silencing you because of it's because you're being you're breaking terms of service, my dear. You know what I mean, guys?
Yeah, but I'd sell so much coffee and protein or supplement.
That's true. We could sell a bunch of supplements, though. Hey, guys, if you want supplements, go to scones.org/bogdaddy.
Yeah. Are you not spooky enough? I got supplements that'll make you 10 times scarier.
10 times
It'll
scarier.
make your hair fall out.
Hair will fall out. You'll get very thin.
Your teeth will get sharper.
Ooh. You'll be wearing a t-shirt, and then it will rip as your fur grows out of it.
You'll scream stuff in the middle of the night, even when you're sleeping.
Scream stuff in the morning at church.
Especially at church.
So come on down to bogdaddy.com/spook me up, Scony, and we'll get you settled. That's another week in the books. This whiskey is now gone. I spilt some of it on myself during the recording because I laughed at the Kandahar Giant. Guys, thanks for the best month we've had yet. Let's keep this train a-rolling. We'll never die.
Chugging. I'm young. Nothing bad can happen to me.
I can't get hurt. Drive with no regard.
Seatbelts are a scam.
Seatbelts were invented by the big seatbelt companies to keep you enslaved.
They
just
kill
kidding.
more, or they take more lives than they save. Do you ever hear that rumor?
No, what?
I heard that rumor in high
data.
school.
People
are like,
that's crazy.
Why use seatbelts? They end up killing you in a car crash more than they save you. And I'm like, I think you go through the windshield 9 out of 10 times if you're not wearing it.
Guys, wear your seatbelts. Drive safely, and you can die. So don't do stupid things. And
please don't.
We need you to stay live so you can tell everyone about the podcast and follow us on Monday Morning Macabre on Twitter, Macabre Pod on Monday Morning Macabre, on Instagram, Macabre Pod, on Twitter. And we be pushing P at www.mondaymorningmacabre.com. On God.
Buy my spooky supplements.
Buy Scones' spooky supplements. Get that spooky dookie. And I hope you guys have a great week. And I hope our goofy ramblings don't make you hate us too much.
Spooky dookie is a side effect of the Scones Scary supplements.
Yes, that's true.
Please read the label. And talk to
Although I guess if you're listening, you're probably like, I don't mind them being absolute spooky weirdos. So love you
Please
guys.
do not take if you're pregnant or have an immunodeficiency disorder.
Have a good Monday.
Have a good Monday.
Goodbye.